We're able to actually find a way to drive the deal home through something I never could have seen, would have seen without him. And at the end of the day, it actually ended up being about a $2.6 million, over 3 years, but $2.6 million TCV deal that I was able to land that firstly would never have seen. Secondly, none of my predecessors were able to accomplish. Hey everybody, I've been working with Brandon now for about 8 months, and I just started my new role 8 months ago at Salesforce, and he had been at Salesforce, and he's been a super help for me just on guidance of the role more than anything and really finding deals. Been great just bouncing things off of him and understanding like how this whole thing should work at Salesforce. I'm a core account executive, so it's a little bit of a different beast than most like individual contributor roles. You're not really an individual contributor. You kind of run a team, even though you're not a manager, and in Workday, you're an individual contributor. That being said, I felt like I needed to start out with a splash, right? I needed to find a way to make a deal. And I had no idea how to read anything, had no idea how to do anything, just like Salesforce is Salesforce, and we all have Salesforce at our jobs, but Salesforce is a much bigger beast than anybody else's. That being said, worked with Brandon, we identified a potential deal and worked with it every step of the way and just really just dug in how to do this, how to manage that stakeholder, how to manage the business pain, how to manage the fact that, interestingly enough, this given customer doesn't really have a whole lot of pain because of just how they've developed their business, and they don't have a whole lot of fear of the unknown because of how they've built their business. And so we were able to actually find a way to drive the deal home through something I never could have seen, would have seen without him. And at the end of the day, it actually ended up being about a $2.6 million, over 3 years, but $2.6 million TCV deal that I was able to land that firstly would never have seen. Secondly, none of my predecessors were able to accomplish. So that was huge. And then we have another about 400 or 500 case sitting on the table with that same customer right now because the relationship I was developed just from knowing how to attack those given points from what he did for me and what we kind of talked about and built and spitballed, and also completely organic deal. Like my pipeline found this was not the customer coming to us and saying, oh yeah, we need these things or we're gonna need these things. Totally me and him sitting there developing the deal, and at the end of the day, it was a multi-million dollar, multi-year deal with a whole lot more hopefully coming to add to it. If you're looking for help, if you're just trying to understand how to work with given people, if you're just trying to understand the ecosystems, and particularly where Brandon's been like Salesforce and Workday, you get help. Super help. So thankful I'm working with him.